G'day Bodgies and Widgies and welcome back to the channel. I recently just got back from the Victorian Cichlid Society auction, which is an auction that takes place twice a year, and it's where aquarium keepers and breeders all come together to go ahead and auction off their fish, colonies of cichlids, nano fish that they've bred, plants they've grown, or aquarium goods that they'd like to give off to a new home. And it was a very great way of just bringing the community together and just increasing that tight-knit community that we have. It was a very great experience for me, and I wanted to share some of that with you. So we'll head down to the auction, I'll show you how the rules work, and then we'll go through some of the stuff that I've bid on. But let's get in the car, we'll make the drive, and then we'll hear what they have to say about the rules and how this auction works.
Auction. It's good to see all your smiling faces. Good turnout. Thank you for coming along. Today, as no different to last time, there will be a 10% buyer's premium. So that means if you pay $1 for something, you're going to pay $1.10. Okay? It's done across the board in a lot of options. So it's no different to last time. So it's pretty easy. $2.20 it's going to cost you. Okay. There's drinks up here. $2 drink, no 10%. All our free.
Couple of rules. $2 bids. That's what we're starting at. We've done this before and it works pretty well. $2 bids, and they go in $2 bids until $40. At $40 they jump to $5 bids. Now that sorts the men from the boys, alright? That's just a simple thing, you know, if there's a fish that comes up that's $70 or $80, well, you don't want to be bidding $2, alright?
Let's start off with the first item that I bid on was actually just a big bag of Endler guppies, a mixed bag of Endlers, and I knew that I had to have these fish.
Bag of Endlers. Yep, 10 got it, thank you. Any advance on 10? 12 at the front, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 22 in the middle, going once, twice, sold.
Yes! Do you know what's really funny? After about 16 years of fish keeping, where I've kept everything from like, I don't know, neon tetras to Australian lungfish, I've actually never kept Endlers before. I don't know why, but there was like never a situation in which I was like, oh, let me get some Endlers. I've always wanted them, but I just never ended up getting them. You know how you just skip over certain fish as you increase in your levels of fish keeping? Well, that's Endlers for me. What's funny is the same sort of story happened with bristlenose plecos as well. I actually jumped straight into L numbers. My first ever pleco was an L397. And I just skipped bristlenose entirely. I've got bristlenose now, I've got a breeding pair, but it's just funny how you skip over certain types of fish. But really happy I got those Endlers. My main intention of this auction, after I saw the list of some of the fish that would be there, was to just increase my collection of nano fish and also Australian rainbow fish. So the next couple of auctions you'll see will be me auctioning on some Australian rainbows.
10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 32, 34, 36, 36 I've got, 36 once, 36 twice, 38, I've got it back there, 38, $40, next one's going to be 45, $40 I've got, $40, once, twice, so...
Now, I actually ended up winning 3 different species of rainbow fish. It's just that I got so caught up in the moment that I didn't record every single one that I auctioned on. But basically, I have got a collection of Blahari rainbows now. There's 6 juvenile Blahari rainbows. There's also a group of 4 McCullochai rainbows. Was it 4 or 5? I believe it was... Yeah, they're in the tank. I'm trying to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 McCullochai rainbows and 3 Lake Tabera rainbows. The McCullochai rainbows come from the Ujigambi swamp. I'll put the name up, but part of a swamp. Very, very cool fish. And then we've also got some Lake Tibera rainbows, which just look absolutely stunning when they're full grown. Unfortunately, I do believe that with the Macalacais and the Lake Tiberas, they are all males. So if you're watching this video and you know anywhere that I can get some females of these rainbows, then feel free to let me know, because they're a rainbow fish that I would definitely like to breed. They're all pretty much adult breeding size. So if you know anywhere where I can get some large females, definitely let me know in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to snap them up. Next up though was a product that I didn't really think I would bid on, or it just didn't even cross my mind until they presented it, which was a book by Gunther Schmieder, who is a very well-renowned author and publisher, and someone who's just been really involved with the documentation of native Australian aquarium fish. I'll show you the auction and I'll talk to you about why I was so fascinated by this book.
Lovely book. Need to get, what have we got here? $35. 35 we've got, thank you. Any advance on 35? 35, going once, twice, sold.
Do you know, I'm actually quite thankful that I was the only person that bid on the Cold-Blooded Australians book. Here it is, and it is one of the most fascinating reads I've ever had, because I've actually finished this book entirely from start to finish. It is not that many pages, I believe. Let me just double check. 207 pages. So it's not that bad, and there is just so much amazing information in this book. Like, for something that was published back in 1985, this is like the oldest item that I have. And oh god, just the way that Gunther has documented all of Australia's habitats from top to bottom, all of those little bits of information, reading how the coastal waterways affect our rivers and estuary systems and the way that water parameters fluctuate, all of that sort of stuff is just things that I absolutely nerd out on. Now, if you were to go on the internet and read an article about a fish care guide or, I don't know, a river or some sort, I always find that it has a lot of surface level information because it's trying to cater to all audiences. But it's only when you talk about, when you talk about books or those specific fish room tours of people who have been keeping aquariums or have been in this industry for a very, very long time, that's the sort of people that drop that very vital nugget of information, stuff that you just didn't even think would happen, or stuff that fascinates you. I'm trying to think of like a particular example, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's that little bit of information that helps you set up that biotope in the right way, or breed that little fish that you've been struggling for a little bit of time, stuff like that. So I'm so glad that I've got this book, and it was just the most amazing read. And I have gone back to some of the pages to read, like the Barramundi page. I love that a lot. The Australian lungfish page, obviously proud owner of 3 Australian lungfish, of course I'm going to read it. Stuff like that. So I'm very, very glad I've got this. And all I'm saying is, if you do see an aquarium book for sale at your aquarium store, or, it comes up for sale online, consider buying it and having that read, because it's just really amazing and you'll just learn so much awesome information from it. Plus, it's the work that someone who is no longer alive has published, and you've still got a little bit of them with you, and I just think that's a really great sentiment to have. Here I am editing Bodgies and Widgies, and I totally forgot that there was this absolutely crazy fish that I bid on. It was actually a Paratilapia Pellini, or the Pellini cichlid, or the Madagascan or Starry Night cichlid. Absolutely stunning fish, but I just completely forgot that that it was there, and it was one that I was furiously bidding on.
We've got a lovely Pellini here, something you don't see too often. How about $20? 20 we've got, 22 at the back, 24, 24, 26 at the very back, 26, 28, 28, 30 down the back, 32, 34, 36, 38. 38, right down the back. 40, so 45 now. 45, going once, twice, sold. Well done.
Okay, so I reckon it was a pretty good day at the auction. I got myself a really awesome book, 3 different species of rainbows, and a bag of like 200 Endler guppies. It was crazy to see how many were in that bag, and they're all doing super fine in their aquariums. I was a little bit weird. I split the male and female Endlers just because I wanted to see what happens after the female drops all of their babies, and then to see if I can like line breed the endlers, starting from just like a batch of random assorted endlers. I don't know. I was just experimenting, and I just like playing around with the genetics of fish. It's something that's really fascinating for me. We'll see how that goes, but I took about $200 with me just to give you a little bit of an estimation about how much all of this costed. I took $200 with me, and all the fish I got, very, very well worth it. Just to put it into proportion for you, one Blaheri rainbow fish in normal retail is about 36 to 38 Australian dollars. I got the entire group of 5 or 6 for 40 Australian dollars total. So if that's a bargain and a half, or if that isn't a bargain and a half, then I don't know what is. So I'm very, very happy with the yield of fish that I got and just the overall experience I had. I know that next time when this auction happens later in the year, I'm going to take probably triple, if not quadruple the amount of money I took. And that's just going to help me so much in just completely filling out my new fish room and all the aquariums that I've got planned there as well. But very, very happy, and I'm hoping that a lot of you now know that this auction exists here in Victoria, and I really want to see some of you there next time as well. So if you do intend on going, or if this is the first time you've heard of this auction, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below. In the description, I'll also have the Facebook page to this auction group where you can join and get all of the updates of when the next auction is, and also just interact with some of the people that will be attending or people that have joined this group as well. So a really great way of building up our aquarium community. Sometimes in Victoria it feels a little isolated. I get a little jealous seeing how tight-knit people are up in Brisbane or New South Wales, and I'm like, I wish we could have that here, but it's just another step to making sure we can get to that level, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new here and you're seeing this video for the first time, I'd highly appreciate if you could just give it a thumbs up. You have the ability to subscribe as well, but I'll leave that up to you after you watch a couple of my other videos, but it does make a huge difference in the way this channel grows, and just giving me awesome opportunities like this. But as always, Bodgies and Widgies, love you all, stay happy, stay safe, stay Aussie Australian. Bodgie out.